I wanted to share with you 3 simple and easy ways that you can help pull yourself out of a reading slump if you are currently going through one. Being in a reading slump, in my personal opinion, is one of the worst feelings, especially if you love to read. And so here are some ways that I think can help. The first one is to reread an old favorite. It doesn't matter what book you love. I would recommend rereading it because one, it just gives your brain a break, but you also know exactly what's going to happen. And I think that there are a lot of people that really like rereading old favorites just because, like I said, they know what's going to happen. And sometimes when you read it like the second or third time, or like what I mean by that is like if you reread it the second or third time, sometimes it just feels different, and sometimes you end up reading things that you forgot about, things like that. And I think it's a really fun way to help pull yourself out of a reading slump. And like I said, just give your brain a break, especially if it's an old favorite. So the second way that I would recommend pulling yourself out of reading slump is just reading something fun. This book here has been in my collection for quite a long time now, and quite frankly, this book made me giggle. And not gonna lie, seeing the volume 1 thing on the top there kind of makes me want to see what volume 2 is. But I would recommend just reading something fun, whether it's a fun book with like cartoons on it or it's just a fun, lighthearted book. I would recommend reading something because sometimes you just need a palate cleanser, especially if you've recently read a book that was quite heavy or required a lot of like deep thinking. Sometimes just reading something really fun, it gives you a break and it just cleanses. It's just like a palate cleanser, in all honesty. So the third tip is that rearrange your bookcase. I know this sounds a little bit strange, but sometimes when you rearrange your bookcase, or when I do, I find books that I forgot I had, and it makes me want to read them. And I would definitely recommend doing that, especially if you have a larger book collection. Sometimes just seeing those books that you haven't seen in a bit, they can spark your interest again. So yeah, that is it for this video.